Oh, this one really grinds my gears. I think this is one of my top ones. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do something a little bit different and talk about things that I have noticed have become my pet peeves as being a flight attendant, and things that other flight attendant friends that I have said are their pet peeves that we experience on and off the plane with our role as a flight attendant. So stay tuned. Oh, before we get into this video, please don't take any of these things too serious. They're just pet peeves, you know. I still enjoy my job. Everyone has pet peeves or things that can get under your skin or just be a little bit annoying in any profession, so don't take it too serious. So I'm looking at the phone, so when you see me look down, it's because I don't have all these memorized. But number one is not acknowledging me when I greet you as we're boarding or deplaning. So I feel like that's self-explanatory. You get on the plane, you know, we're standing at the front saying good morning or welcome aboard, and you're just like, and keep walking. So I have a friend who, if he greets you and you don't acknowledge him, and you try and hand him something like trash or something like that, he will say good morning or whatever time of day it is, his greeting to you, until you acknowledge his greeting. He will not pass by it. So I've worked with him before where someone got on, he said good morning, the person was like, can you throw this away for me? And he's like, good morning. And they're like, can you throw this away for me? And he's like, good morning. And then the person's like, oh, good morning. Can you throw this away for me? He's like, sure. Thank you for telling me good morning. So yeah, I've definitely developed, it doesn't like grind my gears, but I'm just like, come on, like you acknowledged I said something to you, you looked me in my face, and then you keep going. I don't know. Number two is something that I really struggle with: repeating the same snacks over and over. So I see myself as someone who needs to work on their patience. A game that I play is I'll see how many rows I can get while doing service without getting annoyed of saying the snack options over and over. So we have cookies, Cheez-Its, granola bars, almonds, or some type of nuts. And say in a regular plane, I typically start with the person on the aisle. And I say, can I get you anything today? They say, well, can I have a Coke? And I say, well, would you like a snack? Sure, what snacks do you have? The person in the middle in the window is looking at the person in the aisle, knowing that I'm servicing them, and can hear me. And I say cookies, Cheez-Its, granola bar, or almonds. And they'll say, oh, can I have a Cheez-Its, please? We move on to the person in the window. We move on to the person in the middle and we go through the same thing. Can I get you anything to drink? Yeah, I'll have a Sprite. What snack can I get you? What snacks do you have? I know you heard me just say it to the person next to you because you were looking. You were staring them so deep into their face and staring me so deep into my face that I knew you understood every word that was coming out of my mouth. But you know what? With a smile, I said cookies, Cheez-Its, granola bars, or almonds. I've worked with flight attendants who are like, at my previous airline, the snacks are in the menu. You can look in the menu and I'll come back. I'm not like that. I will say it again. I've even had passengers who are like, she just said it, you didn't hear it. And I'm like, thank you, because I can't say that, but you surely can. So number three ties into number two, but this one really is annoying, and it's low-key disrespectful. Wearing your headphones during service. Not saying that you, as soon as you see us push the carts up to the front, the first row, take your headphones out and you're like 10 rows behind. No. But if you see us approaching your row, common courtesy will take their headphones out and be ready, especially if you want something. If you don't want anything, you don't have to take your headphones out. To me, you can just say, no, thank you, and I'll keep it moving. But you have your headphones in and I'm asking you, can I get you anything to drink? And you're like, what? Come on, have some courtesy. Like I said, I've worked with flight attendants. If they have to repeat it more than 2 times, they'll skip you. Totally skip you because you're being rude. You can pause the movie. It's not going to leave. It will still be there and you will still be able to finish it. Just pause it, please. Take one headphone out. You don't even need to take out both. Just take one out to listen to what we're saying to you, and then you can continue on. Number 4 kind of ties into number 2, is handing me trash during the service. I'm on the cart. You may have brought your food with you on the plane, which is smart, so you came prepared, which I commend you on that. But you finished your food prior to us finishing our service, and you see me handing out drinks and snacks and you want to hand me your garbage. If I was the person in the row behind you, saw me collect your dirty garbage and put it on the cart and then try and go and serve you, I wouldn't want anything from you. That's nasty. I politely say, we'll be back to collect trash or any items you'd like to discard once we finish our service. The next one is, I can be annoyed to some extent, but in some people's defense, they can't help it, but it can be dangerous to us. I've worked with numerous flight attendants who've gotten injured from this. Your legs in the aisle, especially on a night flight where all the lights are off, because we want to be courteous and let you guys sleep, and you have your legs all the way in the aisle. We're coming through with the cart. The person on the front or the back of the cart cannot see your legs because it's so dark, and may trip and fall and injure themselves over it. Yes, I understand that some people are tall and they cannot fit comfortably in their seat without stretching out their feet, but in the same mindset, we make an announcement on the plane to make you aware that it is a hazard.
For everyone's safety, please keep the aisles clear of any potential trip hazards such as bag straps, blankets, newspapers, or feet throughout the duration of our flight.
Because you are putting someone else in danger. You're putting someone in the capacity of almost getting hurt or getting injured because your feet are in the aisle. And most of the time, we step or trip over your feet and we apologize when it's not our fault. Next pet peeve is, oh, this one really grinds my gears. I think this is one of my top ones. Stuffing an overhead bin so much that you know it's not going to close and then sitting down. You guys, you have 5 suitcases in the overhead bin and you see all the other ones have 3 and maybe a small bag, and you stuff it in there, you stuff it, and you know it's not closing, and then you sit down. No. Because now, who is supposed to be taking those bags out? My solution is, if it doesn't, the bags have to be checked. So you start trying to yank these bags out, which could potentially injure yourself. Please don't stuff the bins and you know they can't close. Another pet peeve that ties into the overhead bin is, not on every aircraft, which I give passengers this, is there a diagram to say how they would like your bag to be put in the bin. But on what plane do you put your bag in? If this is the overhead bin, you put your bag in like this, flat, with the wheels or handles facing out, or on some planes, you put your bag on its side. And in that case, there's a diagram in the back of the overhead bin. But when you see bags that are like this or like this in the overhead bin already, why are you putting your bag in like this and pushing it all the way to the back of the overhead bin? Why? You just took up all the space so no one else can put their bag in. I don't know. Ooh, next one that is utterly disgusting and should be illegal is walking into the labs barefoot. Why do you think that's acceptable? You are not at home. Those floors are not dry. Those floors are filled with bodily fluids. And you want to put your bare skin on the ground? It's nasty. It is nasty. Please stop doing that. It is so disgusting. And then what happens frequently is the people who don't go in with shoes on, they're like, oh, it's wet in here. Wouldn't you think, first, we're going to pass by why you even have no shoes or socks on going into this lab. But wouldn't you think if you've noticed, you've made the observation that the floor is wet in there, that you would turn around? No, they still go in. Like, ew. I'm sorry. That one is really disgusting. Next pet peeve. This one I think is number 2. That drives me crazy. We're coming through a service. On the cart, you know, we have the little caddies that hold all the snacks that are hung on the sides. And they're not there for self-service. I will hand you whatever snack or whatever many snacks that you would like, but please don't dig your hands into the snack caddy. When you start digging your hands into it, then they start to fall off and they're all over the ground. Now who has to pick it up? I do. I will politely ask you, please don't put your hands in there. I will hand you whatever snack you would like. I don't come to your job and start picking up stuff on your desk and helping myself to everything you have. No, don't do it. This one, it doesn't bother me as much, but I've worked with flight attendants who this really grinds their gears. If I'm sitting at an empty gate, right? Why are you coming to sit right next to me? Why? There's all these seats and you come and sit right next to me. My mom thinks it makes sense. She's like, they may be lonely and they see that you work in the airline, so they wanted to come and sit next to you. No, I have a friend who this literally makes her angry. Like, she early in the morning had an early report time. She got to the airport early. She goes and sits at an empty gate, and this person comes and starts to sit next to her and starts taking out all types of stuff, crunching, smacking, munching. And she's like, are you serious? I don't understand it. It really doesn't make sense to me. That's one that I think will never make sense. Next pet peeve is, it might be a tiebreaker with the last one and this one. Coming to stretch in the galley. I understand on flights that are long that you need to stretch your legs, but why do you find it appropriate or acceptable to come and bust it wide open and spread out, spread eagle, all your yoga poses in my face in the galley? Why? I'm trying to eat my food and I look up to you doing yoga in my face. I understand that on a long flight you need to stretch. You may be sitting in a middle seat, you may be sitting in a window seat, and you don't want to have to keep interrupting the people to get up. That's fine. You know, walk up and down the aisles, stretch in front of the bathrooms. But especially on a small plane where it's not a big galley, we're not talking about wide body aircrafts. We're talking about narrow body aircrafts where this is the only small space that we have. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. The next pet peeve is whispering your order during service. The planes are so loud, especially our older aircrafts. I don't understand this one. When I get to you and I'm like, hi, can I get you anything to drink? And you're like, ma'am, I can't hear you. I need you to speak up. The plane is very loud. You know what? Actually, from this, my lip reading skills are A1 because the amount of people that I've had to try and play charades with to figure out what order they want, it's remarkable. This one isn't a pet peeve to me, but it's kind of funny. Like, I find it funny. I chuckle when it happens. So at my airline, the standards of service is the flight attendant who's shining, which means pushing the cart, has 3 rows, and the flight attendant who's mooning, whose back is to the passengers, has 3 rows. So passengers will break their neck, literally, like, thinking that you have skipped them when you haven't. And it's like, I promise you, I will get to your row. I will not skip you on purpose. And if it does happen, I'm human. I make mistakes. I'll apologize and we'll move on. But we won't be skipped. I promise you. You will get your drink and your snack or whatever that we are serving that day when I get to your row. All right, you guys, so that's it for my pet peeves. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're a flight attendant or if you're a passenger, let me know what your pet peeves are for flight attendants. And if you're a flight attendant, let me know what your pet peeves are, just in general. They don't have to be towards passengers. They can be just the whole job in general. So thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.